November 15th, 1532. Francisco Pizarro leads 168 men into the Andean city of Cajamarca. They're outnumbered 500 to 1. 80,000 Inca warriors camp on the hillsides surrounding the valley, the largest army in the Americas. Pizarro has steel swords, 16 horses, 3 arquebuses, and 2 small cannons. He also has something far more valuable: audacity. The illegitimate son of an Extremaduran nobleman, Pizarro spent his youth tending pigs. Now at 54 years old, he's gambling everything on one desperate plan: capture the god-king Atahualpa from the midst of his own armies. It's suicide, or it's genius. By sunset tomorrow, the fate of 10 million people will be decided. Atahualpa is resting at hot springs near Cajamarca after winning a brutal civil war. For 5 years he fought his half-brother Huascar for control of Tawantinsuyu, the Inca Empire. The war devastated cities, collapsed the economy, and killed hundreds of thousands. Just weeks earlier, Atahualpa's generals defeated Huascar at Quipaipan, capturing the rival emperor and securing Atahualpa's throne. Now at 30 years old, Atahualpa rules an empire stretching 3,000 kilometers along the Andes, from Ecuador to Chile, governing modern Peru, Bolivia, and parts of Argentina and Colombia. He commands the largest, most sophisticated empire in South American history, and he's curious about these strange bearded foreigners with their metal clothes and giant deer. Atahualpa has been watching Pizarro's expedition for months through his network of runners and spies. He knows everything: their numbers, their weapons, their desperation for gold. He sent envoys to assess them. The Spanish showed off their horses and firearms, demonstrations designed to impress, but which the Inca nobles analyze clinically. Horses can be killed. Fire sticks are loud but slow to reload. These foreigners are militarily insignificant. Atahualpa decides to meet them at Cajamarca, not to negotiate, to capture them. He'll add exotic prisoners to his triumph when he enters Cuzco, the imperial capital. So when Hernando Pizarro and Hernando de Soto arrive with 15 horsemen requesting an audience, Atahualpa treats them with bemused tolerance. He agrees to visit Cajamarca the next day. He has no reason for caution. He's a god-king meeting beggars. November 16th, 1532. Pizarro's men hide in buildings surrounding Cajamarca's central plaza. Cavalry in the alleyways, infantry in long houses, cannons positioned in a stone building overlooking the square. Pizarro orders absolute silence until his signal. The plaza must appear empty, unthreatening. By late afternoon, tension is unbearable. Spanish soldiers haven't eaten. Some have fouled themselves from fear. They can see the Inca army covering the hillsides, tens of thousands of warriors. If this ambush fails, not one Spaniard will survive. Around 5 p.m., a tremendous procession enters Cajamarca. Hundreds of men in checkered liveries sweep the road before the emperor. Others wear gold and silver discs, singing ceremonial songs. Finally, 80 nobles in vivid blue carry Atahualpa's litter, lined with parrot feathers, partly covered in silver. 6,000 unarmed attendants surround him, carrying small ceremonial axes under their clothing. It's a display of majesty, not military might. Atahualpa expects to overwhelm these foreigners with imperial splendor. The plaza is empty. Where are the Spanish? Atahualpa waits, irritated. Finally, one man emerges, Dominican friar Vicente de Valverde, clutching a Bible. Through an interpreter, Valverde delivers an absurd speech. He demands Atahualpa accept the Christian God and acknowledge Spain's King Charles as sovereign. Atahualpa, bemused, asks where this authority comes from. Valverde hands him the Bible. Atahualpa examines the strange object, holds it to his ear expecting it to speak, then tosses it to the ground. "It tells me nothing," he says. Valverde rushes back toward the buildings, shouting, "Come out! Come out, Christians! Come at these enemy dogs who reject God!" Pizarro waves a white scarf. The signal. A cannon fires from the fortress, then hell erupts. Spanish cavalry explodes from the alleyways, iron-shod horses smashing into packed crowds, firearms discharge, cannons roar. The Incas have never seen horses or guns. The noise, smoke, and shock are overwhelming. Trapped in the plaza with no room to maneuver, they panic. Those carrying Atahualpa try to protect him, forming a human shield around the litter. Pizarro personally leads the charge, shouting, "Let no one who values his life strike at the Inca." He needs Atahualpa alive. Spanish soldiers hack through the bodyguards, killing all 80 nobles carrying the litter before it finally topples. Pizarro grabs Atahualpa by the hair. The massacre lasts 2 hours. Between 2,000 and 10,000 Incas die. Not a single Spanish soldier is seriously injured. The God King is captured. Atahualpa quickly understands his predicament. These foreigners worship gold above all else. He offers a ransom. Fill a room 22 feet long, 17 feet wide, and 8 feet high with gold. Fill 2 more rooms with silver. Do this within 2 months and release him. Pizarro, astonished by the offer, agrees. Messengers race across the empire. From temples, palaces, and fortresses, porters carry gold artifacts, ceremonial masks, drinking vessels, garden decorations of golden corn with silver leaves, exquisite artwork centuries old. The Spanish melt it all into ingots. By July 1533, the ransom is complete. Over 6 tons of gold, and twice that in silver. In 1847 dollars, it's worth $15.5 million. Adjusted for inflation, it's hundreds of millions today. Atahualpa has fulfilled his promise. Pizarro doesn't care. Spanish officers debate Atahualpa's fate. Some, including Hernando de Soto, argue for release. Pizarro knows better. If freed, Atahualpa could mobilize the massive Inca army still camped nearby. Already rumors spread that General Ruminahui is advancing toward Cajamarca. More troubling, Pizarro learns that Atahualpa ordered his brother Huascar executed, eliminating any rival who might cooperate with the Spanish. Atahualpa alive is too dangerous. On July 26, 1533, a show trial convicts him of 12 charges: treason, conspiracy, murdering Huascar, idolatry, polygamy. The verdict is death by burning. Atahualpa, horrified, knows Inca religion requires an intact body for the afterlife. Burning means eternal destruction. Friar Valverde offers a deal: convert to Christianity and die by garrote instead. Atahualpa accepts baptism, taking the name Francisco. That night they strangle him in the plaza where he was captured. With Atahualpa dead, the empire collapses into chaos. Pizarro installs puppet rulers: Atahualpa's brother Tupac Hualpa, then later Manco Inca. But these are figureheads. Spanish control tightens. By 1572, the last independent Inca ruler, Tupac Amaru, is captured and beheaded in Cuzco's plaza. The Spanish dismantle Tawantinsuyu systematically. They ban Quechua language and impose Spanish. They destroy temples and build Catholic churches on the ruins. They outlaw traditional religion and force conversions. Most devastatingly, European diseases sweep the empire. Smallpox had already killed Emperor Huayna Capac around 1527, triggering the civil war between Atahualpa and Huascar. Now successive waves of typhus, measles, and influenza kill millions more. By 1600, the Inca population drops from 10 million to fewer than 1 million. The demographic collapse is nearly total. The Battle of Cajamarca stands as one of history's most lopsided victories. 168 Spaniards defeated 80,000 Inca warriors without losing a single man. How? Technology mattered. Steel armor deflected obsidian weapons, horses provided mobility, gunpowder created psychological shock. But the real key was Atahualpa's fatal miscalculation. He came unarmed to demonstrate imperial power and capture exotic prisoners. He underestimated the Spanish willingness to commit sacrilege, to seize a god-king, violate diplomatic protocols, and murder a captive after receiving ransom. In Inca culture, such betrayal was unthinkable. Kings negotiated, rulers honored agreements. Pizarro had no such constraints. He saw an opportunity and took it. November 16th, 1532, didn't just destroy one man. It destroyed an empire, a civilization, a world. 10 million people who'd never seen a European, who worshipped different gods, who built cities in the clouds, all conquered because their emperor trusted a handshake. Atahualpa walked into Cajamarca expecting to capture prisoners. Instead, he became one. That single meeting, that one moment of trust, ended an empire that had taken centuries to build. Sometimes history turns on a handshake, and sometimes the hand you shake is holding a knife.